Hey, real quick, Michele Bachmann now, this is just hilarious. She was being talked to by, or talked at, I don't even know the term, by George Stephanopoulos, who is a good friend of Lewis's. And it was brought up, who does Michele Bachmann compare herself to? Mostly in the context of Sarah Palin. Why? Because they're both women. And Michele Bachmann is brilliant. She says she compares herself to who? The president. Take a listen.
A lot of contenders, and I think there's no question in 2012 the Republicans will field a wide bench of contenders against President Obama, and I think the comparison will be very favorable.
What is the one thing that sets you apart from Sarah Palin?
Well, again, I compare myself to Barack Obama, not to any of the other Republican candidates. First of all, I want to say that I like Sarah Palin a lot. We're friends.
Yeah, they're very friendly. So, you know, it's brilliant. It's great that Michele Bachmann compares herself to Barack Obama.
I compare her to Barack Obama, too.
Yeah, and it's a pretty sad comparison, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you know what? I tell people that I compare myself to Ghandi, but you know what? I actually did a side-by-side comparison. It's pretty bad. It's really pretty. It's not a good comparison that I want to be making day in and day out, because Ghandi has me beat on most fronts. So it's great that Michele is making the comparison. If it's an honest comparison, I can't imagine she'll want to continue making it too much longer.
I guess we'll have to find out.
Yeah.
Well, she's comparing herself to Barack Obama to contrast herself with him.
Apparently. Yeah, well, that's the other issue. The comparison is such that she thinks she could be qualified to be president, but the comparison really should bring up the fact that she shouldn't be running at all. I believe she will. I think she's already scheduled to be somewhere in Iowa, which she states over and over again is her home state. And I think it's pretty clear she will be running. I still don't think Sarah Palin will be running, and we just heard that Mitt Romney will be running.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad Bachmann's running. I still think Palin might.
I just don't think it's going to happen. I really don't think it's going to happen.
Do you think Mitt Romney is going to have his record in Massachusetts stricken from the record?
Oh, there's no question that Mitt Romney is going to have a lot of explaining to do about when he helped get the healthcare reform bill passed, Romney Care in Massachusetts, which is so similar in many ways to the Obama healthcare bill, which he opposed. We have a preview already of what the argument will be, Lewis, which is he's okay with that type of legislation if states decide to pass it. And when he was governor here in Massachusetts, his state decided to pass it. But what he's not in favor of
is government,
is the federal government imposing it, which is really kind of incredible because, you know, if you really believe that it's such a good plan that you would pass it as governor, are you really going to hold back health care from millions of people because you would prefer the states pass it when, for a variety of reasons, they may be in no condition to do so? It seems almost insulting. And the people who would suffer and have the lack of care as a result of Romney's decision should all be furious, and none of them should be voting for Romney, even though, you know what? A lot of them will if he is the nominee.
We'll see how he explains it when he's confronted with that during debates.
Yeah.
Also, you know, Mitt Romney, I think the Republicans are trying to make it seem like supporting a plan, a specific healthcare plan that the federal government would initiate, is socialist. But if the same plan is enacted by a single state, it's not socialist.
It's not socialist as a federal government, but it makes the state government socialist.
It's state socialism.
Right.
So how can you be against the
but
plan
there's something they don't even
federally
mention.
for it?
Hold on, we're all talking over each other. Yeah, right. How could you be?
All I'm saying is this does not negate. If Mitt Romney thinks that this is a socialist plan, a federal socialist plan, Obamacare, say.
It's socialist at any level.
Exactly.
Yeah, but there's no dialogue about socialism when it comes to state and local governments. There's only
dialogue
about socialism when it comes to the federal government.
Because of the Republican obsession with states' rights. So in other words, anything a state does by definition is great and it's conservative.
Yeah,
because
unless you're Vermont trying to pass single payer health care, right?
Oh yeah, they're commies. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a break. If you're on Twitter, donateyouraccount.com/David Pakman Show. Donate your followers to us. We'll use them very responsibly to promote the David Pakman Show. Back after this, am I offended as a Jewish person by Sarah Palin wearing the Star of David necklace? We'll see what Lewis thinks too. Back after this.
The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.